Hello everyone, Ace here, and today let's talk a little bit about Rockstar, and more specifically the disaster that was the recent release of the Grand Theft Auto Trilogy, the Definitive Edition, which was so atrocious that Rockstar has decided to release a statement apologizing for the state that the game has released in, as well as promising to fix it. That said, they also ended up reporting that some of their development team was apparently being harassed on social media, but to Rockstar's credit, rather than just decide to call their fans racists or tell them not to buy it or what have you, they instead chose to simply ask people to remain civil at this time. That said, Rockstar then decided to go on to announce the fact that they realized that they made a mistake by taking Grand Theft Auto 3, Vice City, and San Andreas, or at least the original versions of these games, off of online platforms, and have decided to course correct in this matter by bringing those games back, and in addition even outright giving them to anyone who bought the Definitive Edition, as well as anyone who may choose to purchase the Definitive Edition before June 30th of 2022. So what are my thoughts on all of this? Well, in all honesty, I will definitely say that the release date of the Definitive Edition has been an absolute disaster. Clearly, Rockstar should have waited until the game was more polished before releasing it to the general public. That said, the Definitive Edition has more issues than mere bugs alone, as one of the biggest complaints that people have had so far is the art style, and just how out of place it feels in comparison to how the originals felt. So even if they end up fixing the game from a technical standpoint, they also have the significant task of trying to fix the game's art style as well. When it comes to the apology itself, I will say that this is one of the better apologies I've seen in a while, and Rockstar does at least seem sincere enough to try to rectify the problem. Although once again, the simple sad reality is that this should never have happened in the first place. And really, a harder stance apparently needs to be taken just to discourage companies from releasing openly broken games at launch and then trying to patch them into a reasonable state half a year later. On the other hand, I will have to add that it is a nice gesture of Rockstar to not only bring the original Grand Theft Auto games back, but to also give them away for free to anyone who has purchased the Definitive Edition. Although, I will have to once again point out the fact that this was a problem of Rockstar's own making by taking those games down in the first place. Basically, this whole situation seems like Rockstar got its hand caught in the cookie jar, realized that they screwed up royally, and are now going into damage control trying to fix their own mess. And like I said, they do at least seem sincere enough to try to fix the mess, but it is ultimately once again a mess of their own doing, one that does appear to be deliberate. And just as an example of how badly Rockstar has fallen in this regard, even Cyberpunk 2077 had a playable version at launch, namely the PC version, buggy though it still certainly was at launch. And that was a brand new game, rather than a remaster of some titles that are approaching in some cases 20 years old now. Hopefully Rockstar can fix this mess, and hopefully more people will start to refuse to buy openly broken games at launch. But only time will be able to provide answers to those questions. But in any case, this has been Ace. Hope to see you guys again soon. Take care. Ace out.